Good afternoon, everyone. It's 1:20 on the clock, the Magician and the 20 of Judgment. It also could be the 2 of the High Priestess and the 1 of the Magician, and the 0 backing them up, which actually is the energy I was just getting as I was doing a short meditation for you guys before I started. I have so much to bring to you today. Wow. I do have a union read for the 4D, 5D, 6D, and I have a twin flame read that's in front of you. But I also have some information that came up from last night when I meditated upon why I had hyperventilated the night before in my sleep. And apparently it's all about the Aqua ray. So I'm going to get into that first, and then I'm going to get into the 2 reads, the union read and then the twin flame read. So here are the reads first, so I don't forget to show you. This is the union read. Again, 4D, 5D, 6D, and the verticals are feminine on the left, masculine on the right, and then the bridge between the middle, the feminine coming in, the masculine going out, the underlying energy, and then the closing energy over here at the top. The read in front of you, the twin flame read, and again, this is the SIRIAN Starseed deck, is there, and then the full read in front of you is here. It's a 7-deck read. A lot of energy there on the table, okay. Okay, so last night I meditated. I was asking Sophia, which is my main connect, what was the purpose for the hyperventilation? What are the messages that are coming in? And the first thing that I saw was a group of men in the desert, you know, like you would picture like Jesus with his followers in the desert, but they were carrying something big, like a crate or a chest of some kind, but everything was like desert dirt color. They were all covered in dirt. The chest was all covered in dirt, so it was hard to tell what it was. But it was a bunch of men carrying that in a desert kind of energy, and I was getting Egypt, but also Uluru. And then the second thing I saw was it looked like a portable, like a gas tank, but it looked like, you know, your exhaust when it falls off the car. It was shaped like that, not necessarily with a tube sticking out of it, but the big part of it that falls off your car. It looked like that, like a gas tank. And then I was seeing then all of a sudden, I wasn't expecting to astral travel. I was just, you know, looking for the imagery to get the answers for what I was asking. But then they were taking me out into the astral plane. And so here I am out in amongst the stars, and I have all of a sudden all of these great birds, huge birds, were flying everywhere. It was beautiful across the space. Many beautiful, wide, wing-spanned birds. And then they were bringing me close up to one of them, and it was the energy of a bald eagle, but they weren't the bald eagle. It was the albino eagle, all white, and very focused, straight ahead. The eagle that I came up close to talk to was not looking at me. They were looking straight ahead, very, very serious and businesslike, right, on a mission. The divine masculine, the message I was getting was that they are bilocating, so not only living here as their human life, but bilocating, whether Pleiadian or not, working with the Pleiadians to defend the Earth. So there may be a lot of divine masculines who are actually living 2 lives simultaneously. And the bird that I came up close to, as they were looking straight ahead very seriously, said, "Sit tight, we're on it." And then the third thing I saw was a large shape, like a hexagonal shape, and it was smaller at one end than the other, kind of like you would think of the piece of the spaceship that comes back to Earth after they go up into space. But it had some kind of propellers, long propellers, but they were vague, right? So they were more transparent. They weren't solid like the structure was. And when I started writing the energy around this vision that I was seeing, I was getting satellite energy, but I'm not sure that it was actually a satellite, but like a satellite, floating with vague propeller-like extensions or extenders. And it could be a satellite or satellite-like energy. So all that was in that energy while I was astral traveling. But they were I want to take you there just like a dream. If you are not what you seem. I'm trying to think all the words, but anyway, that's coming up right now. All right. So then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, after the astral stuff, all of a sudden I was getting the aqua ray. That was the aqua ray was blasting my heart open, and probably most of my blocks were around my heart because I dealt with a lot of death and dying. And actually, a session that I had, I think it was last year, she literally saw my heart filled with the aqua energy with the cosmic golden egg, which is actually the card that I made. You might have seen my tag before as the golden egg. So that aqua ray was coming in, which I definitely resonated with as soon as that was coming in. And there was a lot of things that were connecting with that ray. And I looked up at the clock and it said 12:12, but my clock's broken. So, sometimes it shows some of the dashes that should be or shouldn't be there. So the time was actually 2:12, but it was showing 12:12. And this is when I looked up the clock when I was getting the aqua ray. The Mother Mary, and remember yesterday something about Mary was coming up. It has to do with the Mother Ray, the Mother Arc, the Aqua Blue Ray. So that reference came up yesterday, the Sophia, the Mother Mary, the Mary Magdalene energies, and then the aqua light pool in my heart, and the golden egg, the cosmic egg. So I looked up aqua ray just to see what else was coming up. And the only significant site that came up, which I haven't looked at in a while, is Ascension Glossary, which, by the way, if you've never been in there, it's like a wealth of definitions. It's unbelievable how much information is in there, so please check it out. I am going to quote a few things from what I found regarding my message, because it was stuff that was resonating with the message I just got. And again, besides this glossary, the definitions I bring up when I decode are usually from Wiktionary, because it's got the definitions from all languages. So that will be coming up as well. So from Ascension Glossary, when I looked up aqua ray, the first thing that came up was the 13th gate bio circuitry system held down by a very small group of embodied cosmic ascended masters that can hold one or more of the aqua ray, blue ray levels of coding, ultimately connecting the Andromedan core to the star body of the original Mother Earth. The ultraviolet liquid plasma field, and you notice plasma and ethers has been coming up a lot for me lately. The ultraviolet liquid plasma field from the crystal in the aquiline sun. The 6D indigo field recoding that began December 2009, recoding the 6D, which was interesting because as soon as when I first awakened 5.5 years ago, or 6 years ago almost, one of the first sessions I had, she confirmed that I was a 60 awareness, right off the bat. And I had a Saint Germain channeling I had done at that same time, like 5 or 6 years ago, which said my main connections were Lord Sirius and Mary Magdalene. And so all of this stuff coming up here was resonating with everything that I had connected with along my journey. So the recoding of the 6D harmonic in the aqua ray of the Mother Arc, which leads to the aquiline sun to override the distortions such as the 666 seal. And the 666 has come up so much in the past couple months with my reads, and the seals. The aqua related to the reconnected levels of the 9D quadra Merkabic structure, or the Mother Arc, through the quote-unquote perfect proton seed or cosmic egg accessed through the aquiline sun to heal self, to angelic divine blueprint. So again, that starts out all of the stuff regarding shadow work and how to heal yourself. So clearing miasma, and miasma came up this week too in my reads, of toxic residuals. So protectors of the crystal core are of these Christic, with a K, races called aquafarians. And aqua, of course, means water, and FER is iron, and then ions is connection. So the water-iron connection, preparing for birthing the golden child, the cosmic egg, or in other words, the Christ consciousness, and through the Hieros Gamos. So, there's so much information in that website, so please go in there and read more, but there's just a couple more things that I wanted to bring up. She quoted 12 planetary time cycles, each with 144 personal Christos identities. And then she talks about the cosmic Trinity, the universal Trinity, where the sound, or the original prime order of the 3 sound fields, is the emerald order, the gold order, and the amethyst order. The founder light rays, whereas the first 3 were sound fields, the light rays of universal Trinity are the blue ray, mother arc, the violet magenta ray, the father arc, and then the golden ray, Christos. And then the founder flames, so here they sound, the light, and then the flames, the 3D blue flame, the 13D blue flame, the 14D gold flame, and the 15D violet flames of the universal Trinity, which she calls them GSF, or God, Sovereign, and Free. So some of the stuff that was in the information that came up for me here regarded the fallen Melchizedeks, the fallen Anunnaki, and again, they're not all of the negative faction. There still are positives of the Anunnaki and the Melchizedeks. But again, the fallen Melchizedeks have to do with the patriarchy and that Thoth energy of critical thinking over the heart. And then the Anunnaki, of course, the reptilian energies that crossbred with the humans, and all that kind of energy was coming up. But all of that causing detachment from the mother principle, again, the Aqua ray that's coming in here with Mother Mary, and when detaching from the mother principle, then intending harm to others, and also distorted the original 12 base code, the 12D ray, into the 10 base code, which she also linked to the Metatron 10, and the damage to the rod, or the masculine function. The reversal 1010 code was born and brought to this earth from this distortion. So then I looked up gematria. So in the gematria site for 1212, because 1212 is the time that I saw the Aqua ray, and it has come up a lot recently anyway. The first entry for 1212 was I don't know how it's pronounced, Ophiuchus or Chus, my lord. That was the first entry. So I looked up Ophiuchus and broke it down. So that was the first entry, my lord. And then the second one was stop playing around. The third one was the power of God. I just went to the top 3, but there's a couple other I wanted to mention in that same 1212 result. Number 6 came up as Almighty God is getting married. Number 8 was awareness. The 11th entry was God rapture, holy gene. The 12th entry was incredible news, and then the 13th entry was twin angels, all under 1212. Under 212 was the Bible God, which is the actual time I woke up, but my clock said 1212. So 212 was the Bible God, Atlas, and Father, DEC, which is 10. And the numbers that came up as 212, 420, and 70. And 420 is actually the time my son was born. But 42 is the 2 of Cups, and the 70 is the 2 of Pentacles. And there's that 2 by 2 energy, and then the number was 212. So a lot of 2 energies coming up here today. So then when I talked about yesterday or the day before about September, October, November, December, they're all BERs at the end. Why is BER at the end for the last 4 months, but not the rest of the year? And so the definition of BER, one of them is jujube, which is funny because it's kind of 2 Jews just being, Jew, and bee. The fruit-bearing tree, the bow, the arc, the arrow and arch, or bow and arrow, the javelin, the whip snake, the lance, to see, to take, to marry. So here's the marrying again. God getting married, and here's to marry, and Mary comes up again. Naked, bare, uncovered, and the berry, the clearing, the cradle that holds the ship before the launch. Discovered, to be, a litter that you transport with. The barren, which is of nobility, and the oneness, the bear, and the BYR, which has to do with short, being brief and concise. So that's the burr of September, October, November, December, the short months of the year, right? Going into fall and December. The dark side, right? And of course, Sept means 7, October 8, November 9, and December 10, as opposed to 12, because it's actually the 10th month, because then we go into January, February, and being the 11th and 12th month, and then March being the first month. So we're going to get a little bit into that as well. So the Ophiuchus was the serpent handler or snake, and to hold. It's also the constellation of the man Asclepius holding a serpent. The constellation, is it serpents or sipens? I can't understand my writing. But anyway, this comes up as the 13th zodiac sign. So here we had the 13th. As soon as I went into Ascension Glossary, we were talking about the 13th gate, and now here we're at the 13th zodiac sign. Okay, the sun does pass through this constellation, but it's now activated as the 13th sign. Then I broke down Ophiuchus, which is the O, and then the Phi, energy of expansion and contraction, and the UCHUS. So it's the zero of the 0 point, the human embodiment of source, expanding and contracting, and then UCHUS means it's a spaceship, but without Jesus, because for me, EN is code for Jesus, and the only word that came up was UCHUSEN. So it's literally, in Japanese, a spaceship, but without Jesus on it. It also, then the aquapherions came up. Of course, aqua is water, FER is iron, and ions is connections. So we have the water-iron connections, but also definitions were coming up referencing blue-green and consisting mostly of water, like the human body, to make, produce, to make up, to do, to make do, to give, to lay, cause, to go, to be, and be wild, untamed, or not domesticated. The sword also came up as a definition of FER. And what else came up as a definition of FER? BER, the end of the last 4 months. FER literally means BER, which also has to do with iron, okay? But here BER means short, or the short months. So here is the message coming through there. The water sword, or the iron sword, the watery iron sword, the sword of great emotion and iron core of the 3D world, to be wild, untamed, to make, to do, give, make up, lay, to cause and go remotely and ferociously, fairly and far, the man, the husband, so here comes up marriage again, the husband and the one, the burr, B-E-R, the fruit bearing the tree, the bow and arrow, the ark, to see, take, and marry, and cradle before launch. And this was all at 12:12 when I wrote burr again. The noble one, concise, and to the point. And then touche was coming up, which came up yesterday. And touche, literally, well, you have the word touche in French, which means to touch another one. But also when you use it in that sense, when you're fencing or saying touche to someone, you're saying, that's a good point. You know, you got me there. A good comeback. But again, it's that touch, to touch each other. Also then the family arc of oneness coming up. And touche, or to touch, 2 by 2, the 72. So then they were guiding me to the months, and why the first 4 months are BER, but the rest of the months are not. You know, they're random spellings. But also some of the months that came up online were different languages. So January spelled with I-O at the end, which is Io in Italian means I. And then they end with September, B-R-E, instead of B-E-R, which B-R-E means brother or glacier or to spread. It also means hill and headland. Maybe the high road, but also being cold and icy like a glacier, slippery and wet, and spreads far and wide. So it's coming up like the months of the I am, and then the BR is being more brotherly or outgoing, you know, going outside yourself. And again, September, October, November, December being 7, 8, 9, 10, January and February being 11 and 12, because January is to go. It's a route. It's also the word Janus, the god of doorways and gates and transitions, and that just came up in my read yesterday. I talked about doorways and garage doors and entryways and structures to hold things up. That just came up yesterday. So Janus, the god of doorways, gates, transitions, beginnings and endings, having two faces looking in opposite directions, the hypocrite, the moon of Saturn, and again, the energy of the stain or the dye, you know, that's permanent. You can't get it off. So that's the January energy. And then the February as the 11th month, the February being the 12th month, February, the purifications, the purging month is February. The smoke and haze, right? Smoke and mirrors, the fever and debris. And also sulfur and sulfurous energies coming up here, which has to do with the outer realms and the ethers. The plasma ethers. So obviously that's the end of the cycle, right? Going through the purge and then going into March, which is the celebration, the parade, the rhythmic walking and music, the common people with common borders or frontiers to mark or notice, right, the new time, the horse and steed, the stallion, or the knight or horse rider, right? Starting off the parade. April being the month of Venus, the goddess of love, the Easter month. And then May, to be strong, to be able, to sow, to be lucky and be allowed, to wish and have possibilities. The hawthorn bush and blossoms came up, a maiden, to have and to fear. Butter, oil, my, yes. Intervention, where, like, how, and very came up all for May. For June, it's all about being young and youthful. And July, and notice June and July have the JU, which came up as the jujube, right, the Jews. And then the Jew also means water, you, and manioc, which is tapioca, which is weird because that's the second time tapioca came up since yesterday. It also means I, back, probably, down below, downstairs. She, hair on the head, the feminine version of die, to die, and then deer. So July was coming up as a time to learn about Christianity. Christmas comes up here, celebration, and also a dislike or aversion, but without a path. July, then August coming up as augmented, uncle and base. Used, mouth, master, smell and nose. Being venerable, glorifying, noble, awe-inspiring, and majestic. This is the energy of August. Okay, so of course the other 4 months you know, because it's 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the BER or BRE, which we discussed already. And very much the Aqua ray. And the 13 coming up here with 12, 12, right? The gate of 12 is the end of the cycle. 13 is the gate, just like the 4 is the bridge to the 4, 5D. We have 1, 2, 3 of the 3D, 4, 5, 6 of the 4D, and then 7, 8, 9 of the 5D, right? So 7 is the bridge to that cycle. 7, 8, 9. And then 10, 11, 12. 10 is the bridge to the 12, and then 13 would be the bridge to 13, 14, 15. So we're at the bridge after dealing with the 666 seal, and then we go back to the union read. So we're going to get right into that. It's 24 minutes if anyone wants to mark it. It's 24:20 when I finish this stuff. So we're going to go into the union read now. And on the today is the 26th. And on the 25th, yesterday, when I did this 4D, 5D, 60 read for the union, it was at 12:12 again. That was on my clock the night before. And then going into why I had hyperventilated, and again, establishing trust was an issue here. There's some stuff that will come up in the read about that. Oh, I forgot to show you something. This was crazy. This is the one thing I forgot. I just had to go pick something up. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Yesterday, the guys were finishing up. I was cleaning out some stuff from my garage. And I have a lot of stuff in my basement because both my kids moved out in the past couple of years. My father died. My mother died. So I have all this crap plus my own crap that I put down there. And so there was one of my dad's awards that he got that was still in its box because his other awards I have upstairs. And I'm like, what did I leave in the box? And I'm going to show you what that is because it's crazy. Okay. Okay, check it out. This is what was left in the box. The flame. I don't know if you can see it all. Okay, this was a philanthropy award to my father. But check it out, like the flame. Come on. So I pulled this out of the box and brought it upstairs yesterday, and it was around 12:12. When did I bring it up? Yeah, it was right around 12:12 when I brought this up. That's so funny. But how crazy is that? All right, so it wanted me to bring up the philanthropy because my father has other awards that I have upstairs, but this is his philanthropy award, like an award for being of service and helping others. And the flame. I love that so much. Okay, so this union read for the 40, 50, 60 at 12:12. And again, that's the hangman, number 12. We have the Four of Cups, the reflection, and the Queen of Cups as the underlying energy for the union, the Four of Cups. The middle card was reflection, or the Hermit card, and then the closing card was the Queen of Cups. Grieving, 2 cups. Reflecting of the Hermit and the Queen of Cups. The incoming divine masculine energies were the 2 of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. The connection, the partners, the 1-to-1, again, the 2s, the 1-to-1, the 2x2s, and the divine feminine in the E tower with the Queen of Pentacles, or 2 with loving connection or partnership at the divine feminines, and the Queen of Pentacles ruminating about finances or amount of payments. Or before she's grieving the divine masculine, not seeing her, she's unable to look up at the 2 who are seeing each other. Working things out, a wound about workmen taking advantage of women financially, and that's not what happened with the work guys here, but them being here brought these wounds up for me, so this is important coming up. So the wounds with women about being taken by men financially, or playing on her emotions to get more money out of her, or are they just being nice people who overprice? The estimate game and taking a gamble, always charging more, never under the range. The false estimates to get the job, and then charging an amount much more afterwards. Getting you to say yes is a sales tactic, I know, because I went into a sales job right out of college. The more you agree, the more you'll agree. A wound about being taken and manipulated. So even when dealing with honest people, there's always a feeling of mistrust, of being lied to, because women aren't as smart as men, supposedly, right? And think emotionally. The suckers, the saps, they will believe anything. Dealing with car sales, mechanics, builders, and waiting to support your elder, and wanting to support your elders, right? Playing on your emotions. Let's make a deal. Take you for a ride. So it was very interesting, too. It brought up the fact that my great-grandfather opened one of the first one-price stores in the Midwest, so you wouldn't have to haggle or feel taken at 1233, which is the hangman and the 33 of the Christ vibration. And again, this has nothing to do with Christianity. It has to do with unity consciousness. The 4D here was Ascension, and then the 9 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. The divine feminine world with activated right hand, the masculine side, taking control, the Middle East and belly dancers. Pearl strands and planetary alignment about to hit home in Ascension. A sense connection green, blue, indigo, violet, white, the divine masculine above the clouds, the plasma ethers, the plasma versus LCD, or yellow serum versus lost CD, or land of the lost, and pleasing the mother. Atop Mount Everest, the frog to prince, juggling in emerald tails, the emerald order coming up here, and the pale blank face. Heart-shaped, shape shifters and color changers, the RH negative race, the positive faction of the Anunnaki ancestors of a higher love here. The 1245 of the hangman and the 45, as I'm losing my voice. The 12 and the 45 of the hangman and the grief, seeing green orbs, foggy jetties, and juggling 3 and saving 2 for later. So again, always about let's make a deal. Getting the best bang for your buck. Oh, by the way, the black box came up, and I just thought of that because the flame was in a black box. And that could be coming up as Uluru as well, the flame in the black box. So at 1244 to 45 is the Four of Cups, the grounding, integrating, and mastering of love of the hangman into the grieving process. And also, actually, 1244 to 45 at night would be my birth time, East Coast time, because I was born in Memphis, which is an hour behind, at 1144 to 45. Bridging in 6 rays and 3 wishes, the genie presentation of the 9 holy grails and wish granted. The 369 equaling 18, the 36912 equaling 30, the union energy. The numbers that came up here on the 4D line were 27, which is the Ace of Wands, the flame I just showed you. The 95, which adds to 14, which is the higher love of the Temperance card. The 27 being the 9 of the Hermit. And then the last 4 numbers came up on the masculine side, 8103, 81 being the end of karma, and 3 being abundance, but they also add up to number 12, which is the hangman and wisdom, the higher love, and opening to the new on this level of the 4D. The 3D, the third flame, the end of the war and the end of karma, and abundance in the end was all coming up from the numbers on this bottom row of the 4D. Also, the 3 numbers added up, the 9, 14, and 12 add up to 35, which is the wounded warrior. And surrender. In the 5D, the middle row, is the King of Cups, reflection, and the Knight of Cups on the masculine side. The divine feminine King of Cups, unconditional love, the reflection of eyes in the water, emotions and ripples sent out. And by the way, I'm just getting the energy of the eyes because when I was doing my Reiki certification, the people I was practicing on were actually getting more intensity from my eyes than my hands even. So the eyes are really important for sending out healing. The divine masculine in the green room, a tidal wave towards the center, the coffee cup, the infinity pool, being love, the Knight of Cups being cool, bridging with reflection, the hermit with the light, the downstairs garden, or the back entrance, or the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups with mediator shedding light for them, or old wise man and or the hermit here, mediating for the 2, the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups, which can be a father and child. The 6D here is the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, and the Chariot. So 2 4s, again, the 44 of the 4 of Cups, grounding, integrating, and mastering. The divine feminine in the divine masculine's heart in the Batcave with crystal light. And the divine masculine with Durga, or 5 horsepower, ascension, moving fast. Like Santa, no longer needing artificial power in the ethers, floating on air, guiding 5 white horses, the leader of the pack, and then the 6-pack was coming up. Bridging in 6D, the 4 of Cups, feeling the connection to the stars, waiting for a ride in the astral realms. In this world, but not of this world, in 6D, losing density of matter with an increase of the light body feeling close to home. Power up in intention, one with your vehicle, hearts beat as one, the drum skin, the thin-skinned, the sensitive boy, the little drummer boy he is, the Drummond boy, a dark child of light father, learning to see the light and rainbow delight, all the colors beautiful, especially the contrast between them. The divine feminine being and Spirit's connecting with me. The divine feminine is the 4D ascension to the 5D unconditional love, to the 6D divine masculine's heart in the Batcave. The divine masculine on break from the war within, atop Mount Everest, losing gravity in the thin air, not feeling so pulled down or weighted down so much, to rise to the 5D Knight of Cups and be love at 122, which is the Magician and the Fool, in the vortex. And the 6D naturally what did I write there? It's like naturally running the powered vehicles with intention. The bridge here is the 4D wish of self-satisfaction, the 5D reflection, and the 6D needing to ground because you're in very high realms. The needing to ground in a world of turbulent emotions around you while in 6D, right? Being in this world but not of it is really 6D. At 6D, you don't need to teach or learn or anything. You're just being part of the world, but in it, but not of it. The outgoing divine masculine is the 8 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Wands. The walking away from the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, community, legacy, or the world, to be present to the flame. The red sky, or perhaps magenta sky at night, sailor's delight. The gold flame, delight in amber waves of grain. The Queen of Cups, lush or sated, emotionally abundant on her own, or enjoying vacation. The divine feminine, Pisces and Virgo. The divine masculine, Cancer and Virgo, and a lot of emotions. We have here on the feminine side the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups, and on the masculine side the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups, and things looking up. The numbers for this read added up to 57 altogether, which is the 3 of Swords, time to separate. The horizontal lines added up to 13 of 44, which is death, and the 4 of Cups again. Done, grounding, integrating, and mastering of love. And the vertical pillars added up to 7, 7, 4, 13, 5, 8, 10, 3, and then we have the Sovereign, the Emperor, death, and the 5D connection. The rest, the break destined with the Empress separation. And the Emperor and the Empress are both here. They part or pass or transform, the Emperor and the Empress. And again, remember, they're the control factors. You don't necessarily need to be in the Emperor and the Empress energy here. We have the 140, which is the Magician, and the 40 of the Page of Cups, the innocent heart. And when you do the square root of the 144,000, it becomes 379 these numbers, what numbers were they? 379.4733 1922. All right, the square root of 144,000 ends in 3/3/1922. That's a very significant date right there. March 3rd, 1922, which is a year from now. The first numbers were 379.47. 47 is the 7 of Cups. It's the synchronicities, the heaven in your eyes. Going into heaven on earth. That's the 47. 3/3/1922. The 379 being the King of Cups, unconditional love, and the 9 of the Hermit, the wisdom. And the wind just started blowing like crazy. Something just flew. I don't know what it was, but the 9 is also the enlightenment, right? We have the unconditional love, the enlightenment of the 9, the 47 of the heaven on earth, 3/3/1922. The 72,000 plus the 72,000 is the 144,000, the square root of which is the numbers I just told you. But also the 72,000 by 72,000 was coming up as the 9 by 9 equals 81, which reflects the 18. 81 is the end of karma, and 18 being the karma, the false light. So very powerful energy there regarding 3/3/22 on the Fool's Journey. Unconditional love, enlightenment, heaven in the eyes, the Christ vibration, the higher love, and 1922 of the Fool's Journey. So I looked up 379 in the gematria. It said, can't fake God's code. And then it also listed hell is possible, God's Son, and then in capitals, I-N, and then R-I. So I don't know if that's in Rhode Island or if that's another acronym. Then Mike Holmes' karma came up, as well as Red October. And we just brought up the months and the red skies. The internet, and it is finished. The RippleNet also came up there, just RippleNet without the. So this, I want to pull an energy card before we start this part, because that was still a lot of information from the first part and then the union read. So let me just pull an energy deck card to separate the two reads. And then we'll get into the twin flame read that's in front of you. Take a deep breath. I need to ground a little bit because I was so excited to the messages that were coming up were very cool today. All right, so for everybody watching, the best and highest good of always concern, what is our message? What is our takeaway from the first half of this message? Okay, there's the first chakra, Archangel Michael, safety and stability, and there's the 35 of the Wounded Warrior coming up again, and the surrender, right? You find stability in the surrender of this. And then we have the 32 of the journey, the door to spirit. So here's the purification, which came up as February, right? We're done the purification. We're in March, right? We're halfway through March, or more so. We're going into April soon. So the Wounded Warrior finishing the purging process and marching into April, which is really the energy of new spring. And here's the journeyman with good news coming in, taking the lead. Okay, so we rebuilt the foundations, we purged and cleaned everything out, and then the storm comes to wipe it all away, wipe the spider out, which came up yesterday. Down came the rain and watch the spider out. Then the sun comes out, right, and dries up all the rain, and the eensy-weensy spider goes out the spout again. But knowing this time what they value, the 31 of expansion, conflict, games, competition, but also the pursuit of happiness and the impossible dream, knowing that you can have anything you want. You're not limited by what other people say you can and can't be. Okay? And then just to show you, the next card is the chariot of the community and the support system and the vehicle of ascension, which is the chariot. Okay? And then the underlying energy there being the 16 of the tower and the Statue of Liberty and the taking away of our privileges, of our free speech, and being patient, but not patient, patious, being authentic to yourself. Patious, being authentic. So here are the sudden events, the epiphanies, the realizations that you achieve these large goals, and it's maybe not what makes you happy. And notice it's a very wintry card, the end of the winter, the being done purging and playing games, the 23 of the King of Wands, being all tied up and playing coy like you didn't know. It's just little old me, I'm the victim, playing the victim. And then even the ones who succeed, not being happy when they find out what it actually is when they get there. It's not about the end point, it's about the 0 point and the journey. All right, so let's go into the twin flame read here. I cut the deck at 152, which is the Magician, and the 52 of the Queen of Swords, the SIRIAN Starseed deck for today. And then at 2 o'clock, which is the High Priestess with a lot of source energy backing it up, EPT of crystals came up, as well as LS. So EPT is test, of course. It can be pregnancy, but it's the test of being Christ-like, not being Jesus. You're on the same energy with Jesus. Jesus was a source-embodied man, right? Which is what you all are. The test of being Christ-like, following your own guidance. The L and the S involve the light and the dark, right? The Lu and the Sophia. and loving both sides of yourself, all sides of yourself, and having compassion and empathy for others. We completed this read at 212 to 213, which again is the portal energy of ending the 12th cycle into the 13th sign, the 13th portal, the 13th gate, into the 13, 14, 15th realm. The major arcana that came up in this read were solar deity, which is the sun, transition, which is the death card, shadow, the devil, karma, judgment, a lot of heavy energies there, and also guidance, which is the hierophant. Before the read is indigo, the magician, and alchemy, which is the temperance card, the higher love. We had 3 wands, 2 cups, 1 pentacle, and no swords here. And you notice that was 3, 2, 1, jump. 3 to 1 is also the Trinity energy of the 3, 3, and 3 as well. The King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and after the read, the King of Cups came up, which is also unconditional love. The numbers in this read were all involving compassion, and we had double 2s, double 5s, and double 8s. Double 2s being the fool's journey, with an open heart, taking a leap of faith. The 55 of the truth, the Excalibur, which the sword actually came up from the definitions today. And the 88 being the 2 twins dancing side by side within their own masculine and feminine, being sovereign, but yet together as well, becoming the infinity symbol when they fall onto their side together. Okay, and that's Heroes Gamos. We also had the 25 of the Knight of Wands, the 58 of the 4 of Swords, the connection in the 5D world, the 12 of the Hangman, the 23 of the King of Wands, the 45 of the 5 of Cups, the letting go of the loss and regret and the guilt and the shame, the allowing yourself to be the victim, and then the 57 of the 3 of Swords, the separation, and the 78 of the 10 of Pentacles, the dream family, business, community, world. So the code line was all about compassion, and the number 5, again, is expansion, freedom, change, right? The pursuit of happiness. The TV being the television, your telepathic vision of the F or the phi, the expansion and contraction. The flash of light, the note to self. Also could be chickpea noodles, supporting that high vibration of grieving and getting guidance, guide dance, using your guides, right? Following your messages. The television, your telepathic connections of the phi, expansion and contraction, and the memo to self. Also coming up as a disciplinary hearing. Nut trees, the support, the rod, and the fodder, right? The leftover food. The grease, the fat, the lard, the schmaltz, the ointment, and the yogurt coming up here. And the C for compassion. The C that I always say is see, see, and see. To see with your eyes, to see with your emotions and heart, and to see with the letter C, the unity consciousness of Christ. That the schmaltz doesn't fall far from the tree, right? So if you're calling it schmaltz, that's because it's part of you. The touchstone of grieving and guidance. The C of compassion, but Om passion. C of seeing with your eyes, your heart, and with unity consciousness. And Om passion, having passion for the Om of it all and breathing deeply. The breath. The King of Wands is upright here starting the read. All right, so we have the King of Wands shaman here. He's very prevalent here. He's here, he's in the middle, and he's at the top, all around here. There may be more than one King of Wands, but the underlying energy is the King of Wands shaman. And beneath that is the 2 of Pentacles upright, the 5 of Wands reversed, the Indigo reversed, the 7 of Cups upright, and the Alchemy reversed. Juggling, performing to end conflict in a losing battle, perhaps, with insecurities and manipulations or lack of tools. So not putting your cards on the table, keeping them close to your chest, keeping things inside about synchronicities and options, about multiple loves or activities you like to do. The impatient fallen angel, or losing patience, no longer patient. The King of Wands is the man of passion and the shaman here. The King of Swords is reversed and the Knight of Cups is reversed, walking away from home or done with a visit, out in the cold once again, alone again, naturally. So that was coming up. Refusing to deal with liars, verbal abuse, jealousies, moodiness, insincerity, or needing a break, some time to recover from work or a medical procedure or injury at 239, which is the High Priestess, and the Knight of Cups, to just be love. Resting, break, prayer, meditation, and the 5D connection with the Queen of Wands watching the wounded warrior. The wounded warrior also watching, choosing to hold on to their wounds. The rod and staff, and the Queen of Cups reversed, home or stable or planning a big celebration while in disconnect or at a distance and wanting to see each other face to face. Partiers or partners not seeing eye to eye at home, or the Queen of Cups reversed at a distance from a couple that she misses, or two visiting her home who are now gone and she had enjoyed their company and will be sad to see them go. The Knight of Swords rushing in to the Emperor or Aries about rewards of telling the truth, getting the Emperor thinking, or under arrest, or a rest, or feeling threatened, or that his crown is, after reaping rewards of daydreaming about retirement. And now the truth of his crown is presented, not on a silver platter, but on a billowing cloud. The snakeskin boots or feet wrapped due to swelling or diabetes perhaps. And you notice diabetes is DM, which is the divine masculine, which is a sugar issue. The Knight of Swords trying to get them to listen, but he must discover the whole truth from his own falling out, perhaps with the King of Wands at 249, the High Priestess, and the Get Your Wish card of the Nine of Cups. So trust comes up here, and beneath it, let go of control issues. Narcissistic Hierophant comes up here, scruffy beard and birthday cap, perhaps, or muscle man, an old man, or Taurus. And the swans flying south, away from him. The Hermit reversed, done thinking about the unlit flame, with fond memories of the fall, September through December, the Burr months, in a losing battle with the Knight of Pentacles offering something healthy, or Taurus upright and Virgo reversed as the Chariots reversed or Cancer reversed, just discovered, and Taurus falls away. A two bulls split, no longer hiding the red flag out of their view, letting them kill each other if they so choose to. Hermit reversed and Chariot reversed coming out broken, or Virgo and Cancer both reversed with fond memories of each other, ending conflict and offering something healthier. Done with BS and sharp words and mirrors and scroll work. Iron heart, ready for something softer. A peace offering perhaps, after spying and glued to the glass ceiling for a word, any word, of trying to reach out and touch someone. So again, that's coming up regarding the touche. To reach out and touch someone to warm their heart, and ET's coming up here. The Scoundrel and the Fair Maiden, the opposite sides of the same coin. Hatari, Safari, and the I'm sorry's here. We have Environment, which is green, number 44, grounding, integrating, and mastering boredom, apathy, and love, especially the receiving of it. And beneath that, the Pride of the 19, the Sun, wanting attention and wanting to expose all at the same time. The Emerald and the Indigo. The Emerald order, right? The Indigo Magenta order, and then the Golden order here. Emerald and Indigo. The Knight of Cups with the King of Wands. Knight of Cups reversed, King of Wands upright, and the Magician reversed. So there's jealousy going on here, rejection, moodiness, insincerity of the King of Wands upright, who's insecure or being manipulative, or dumped multiple loads or options or emotional attachments, perhaps to attention, healing, and forgiveness, with the Page of Swords entitled with 3 feathers in his cap and opening up to the world, or a Pisces it is. The Sword in the Stone, the Queen of Swords, twirling her batons, her DNA strands, skiing or stretching or skating on dry ice. A costume, a parade, or the Page of Swords must get their sword back that's implanted in the right foot and leg of the Divine Feminines. The Jester's Court, Dizzy, Candy Striper, or Candy the Stripper, or Cirque du Soleil, on how to pull swords out of hearts without bleeding out, without being a bleeding heart. Gemini and Virgo both reversed, Pisces upright here. The cycle complete, and the world on one leg, heart open with grace and ease. Take it easy, take it easy. So that was coming up. Don't let the sound of your own voice drive you crazy. You may lose and you may win, but you may never be here again, so take it easy. Closing ceremonies of the King of Wands shaman, in disconnect and not seeing eye to eye, or not agreeing with someone, or being at a distance, not able to see each other face to face. Presenting the whole truth to the Knight of Pentacles at 314, which is pi, to the Knight of Pentacles, offering a healthier perspective and a green environment. Okay, that's the King of Wands shaman offering to the King of Pentacles. And that could be to himself as well. The Knight of Wands rushing in to release prison of riches, or getting out of their head by saving instead of spending, or giving money away for no reason. Going forward after this read is the Queen of Swords upright, the Six of Wands upright, the Chariot reversed, and the Emperor upright. The Temperance card reversed with the Seven of Wands reversed, Judgment reversed, and the Page of Swords upright. The Queen of Swords is upright on the journey with good news. Without the Chariot and the Emperor fallen angel, losing patience and without defense in deliberations, needing to swallow their pride and step it up at 317, which is the Empress and the Star, which can be abundance in the Star as well. Then we go to 318, which is the Empress or abundance and the Moon, or the false light. In the recent past, the transition, upright, the Death card, the ending, the dark night, the portal, the issues at work, losing patience, or fallen angel, or Sagittarius reversed, and the King of Pentacles leading the way with good news of synchronicities, options, and heaven in their eyes, and working hard to align or get their ducks in a row, with the King of Swords reversed from the past or living in the past, and released from prison, anxiety, dark night, and death, or the King of Wands. Looking back, King of Wands may be looking back from a place of power. And three kings here. The King of Swords is reversed. King of Wands and King of Pentacles are upright. We have Scorpio upright and Sagittarius reversed. Perhaps the King of Pentacles is getting all the glory, while the King of Swords reversed is doing all the work. The King of Wands, fallen angel, or transiting through the portal, the dark night, the endings and transforming, or dealing with death. The King of Swords may also be jealous of the King of Wands, or lying or verbally abusive. Could be a work release program here too as well. The King of Wands looking back, perhaps Pisces or Divine Feminine too, with an open heart. The King of Swords reversed could be a jealous little brother with Gemini reversed or Virgo or Aries reversed in their chart. Or the King of Swords got the King of Pentacles out of a jam, and the King of Pentacles is now returning to thank them while hard at work and not happy. The King of Swords reversed. The foundation is the solar deity, the sun upright. The Page of Wands inspired to give or offer a new life, perhaps to a soulmate, to twin, or to kids loving each other. And the Knight of Pentacles offering or proposing to the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Perhaps she's receiving two offers, or the Page of Wands is inspired to support them, while the Knight of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, while they work things out. Or this is a younger and fiery or passionate energy with a bigger coin, and the other one's more practical, humble little servant with not as much money but willing to do the work. Or two brothers proposing to the same woman, or a sibling or friend helping them out. One offering money and the other offering know-how. The central energy being the Ace of Wands, the one big flame ignited. The one big flame ignited, okay? In working in an energetic exchange to release anxieties and or getting out of prison and set Fool free from the wounded warrior mentality, the King of Cups reversed, the one who's emotionally unavailable or always complaining about something, or depressed, or perhaps alcoholic. The Hermit over isolating and now coming out, with Aries upright and Virgo reversed. And all four kings and the Emperor are in the energy of the central issue or topic here. They all came up before we even got started going forward with the read. The challenge being the Five of Cups reversed, getting over grief, loss, regret in the past, walking away and within to offer love, and ending the unhappy family or emotional cycle to get over it already. Allowing the brokenness and the chaos and being satisfied with self anyway in a losing battle of ending pain or painful end or back treatments perhaps. The challenge being having walked away from a gift from God. The man with two lovers, the third party in the 5D world, awake and no longer inspecting the merchandise. The High Priestess and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or lovers, Pisces, or Divine Feminine and Capricorn in their chart, of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, exposed lovers, or Gemini and Pisces both upright, are no longer inspecting every inch of the Queen of Pentacles reversed to expose them, now with an offer of a new life, by Leo to High Priestess reversed, or a secret passion, receiving a sexual or creative offer, or receiving an offer of growth from the healing community, or a wealthy star perhaps at 417, the Emperor and the Star. Or it could be Aquarius, about to take off to the stars, or getting an offer from a dream family. Leo, Capricorn, Pisces, and Aquarius here. Now is the shadow, upright, or Capricorn, the shadow web, or shadow work, and defenseless to the energies and attacks, with the Knight of Wands rushing in to tame the beast and be strong. Sagittarius and Leo, or lion and horse tamer, the circus perhaps. Avoiding sudden changes or the aftermath mess to clean up, the wounded warrior detoxing chaos to end the cycle with the upside down world or divine feminine in 5D, or Pisces reverse with clarity about Capricorn upright, or the King of Wands shaman is Leo, inspired by the dark side. Perhaps Leo is upright and Capricorn is upright next to them, and Capricorn may have Sagittarius in their chart, and or Scorpio reversed with the wounded warrior, or the wounded warrior does if that's a different person, because they could be the same. There could be 2 to 3 different King of Wands here, and a Page of Wands, and a Knight of Wands here. A lot of fire people here. Perhaps 1 Aries, 1 Sag Scorpio, and 1 Leo Shaman. The wounded warrior is not sharing, or the hermit's reversed, not sharing with them. Gemini, Virgo, and Scorpio all reversed here in the aftermath of sudden events and holding on. Perhaps 2 out in the cold with an olive branch extended to each other. Perhaps Capricorn or Virgo and the Queen of Pentacles reversed after a jealous rage, or in preventing it, with the Knight of Cups reversed coming clean with Sovereign, receiving big love from 5D connection, to go away together perhaps at the full moon and choose a path of breaking up or a need to connect face to face. The Knight of Cups reversed, jealousy, offering love to the Dark Priestess reversed, or vice versa, someone from the past but without the keys. 2 coming together and 2 disconnecting. Soon here is the Karma reversed, the end of karma, of the Star and Leo kids or pets, or Aquarius and Leo both upright, or exposing of dreams, and the Queen of Swords upright with a bodyguard. Or one of them is Aquarius, or perhaps both here, a lot of Aquarius right there, and the Queen of Swords speaking about reunion, or willing to come together with the Hierophant upright, but not willing to share with the High Priestess reversed lover or secret passion. Aquarius both upright and reversed here, Leo upright, Pisces reversed, and Gemini and Taurus both upright. Perhaps a fiery Taurus or Gemini, or Virgo with Pisces in their chart. A divine marriage could be here, Aquarius or Gemini air, and Taurus or Pisces, or Taurus and Aquarius wanting to bring together 2 lovers, or 2 female lovers here. The twin flames here seeing themselves as the 2 of Cups reversed, in disconnect, not seeing the same way, or in a distance, not able to see each other face to face, burdened by Atlas and justice or divorce, and looking back or living in the past. The Queen of Cups reversed with a message of love from their lover or child with great affection, and the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community. Awake to the destiny now. Libra, Gemini upright, Capricorn reversed, and Libra upright here. Could be Pisces upright and Cancer reversed here too. Keep an open mind, playfulness, finances and career very soon, and worth waiting for all came up for the twins right here. At 441, which is the Emperor and the Ace of Cups, self-love, spiritual love, and new love. Around the twins, or how they may be seen, is the Knight of Wands with a slow burn of yellow. The Hierophant religion, establishment, or marriage, or Taurus, juggling, performing the two-step, and stepping up to the plate, perhaps an anonymous message or piece of mail. Offering at 4:44, an offering of passion from the devil or temptation, Capricorn not sleeping well, or purging and suffering in silence. At 4:44, the block for the twins being guidance, Taurus, religion, establishment, marriage, commitment, tradition. The man with the Queen of Wands starting over with the Empress reversed, or mother and daughter-in-law, or daughter-in-law, or Pisces reversed and Taurus reversed, with compassion, but even more so perseverance, with the Fool now free, walking the fine line away from the star, the dream girl, or Aquarius, or Aries and Aquarius are both walking away. The Knight of Pentacles proposing something healthy as the dark night, or to transform and heal and forgive, offering big passion to their secret passion from the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, legacy, or world, of the star or the dream family, with Bird taking off to the stars, the Knight of Pentacles with issues at work and disconnect with a partner or at a distance, and the Page of Pentacles being a good student, but perhaps choked when it came down to it, to heeding the call, to putting out the announcement, the judgment, or the music, and the Knight of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles both upright here, perhaps siblings with issues at work or out of work and home, with the King of Cups reversed, working to align, get their ducks in a row, with lots of communication and or travel back and forth, perhaps lots of interviews and applications, or communication with the King of Wands, perhaps working from home. The King of Cups reversed could be a Scorpio with a Capricorn or Virgo, or a Pisces wounded warrior. The King of Wands shaman could be a Leo, or with a Leo child, inspiring others to give of their time, money, and effort, or the Page of Wands may be cheering someone up, or vacation time, energy, sun, and full exposure, when in disconnect or a distance, or a breakup, or not seeing eye to eye with the Knight of Wands in transition, perhaps going through a death and ending a dark night of the soul, transformation with new passion and the flame ignited big time, the challenge being getting over loss or regret, deliberating too long, with guidance that was dark, or shadow work, Taurus and Capricorn, and the Knight of Pentacles offering help when issues at work or having issues with school, etc. Home with the King of Cups reversed, or their conditions of love, working hard to communicate or exchange energy in a positive way with the King of Wands. The King of Wands shaman transition complete, with sun, fun, kids, pets, and or Leo, or full exposure, igniting new passion for shadow, web, Capricorn, or codependency. The challenge being getting over grief and loss, regret, guilt, of disconnect or distance and not heeding the call to end the karma, with the Knight of Wands guidance, religion, establishment, or marriage, or commitment, or Taurus Knight of Pentacles, and Capricorn, and or Taurus helping with issues at work, or school, or homework, tutor, with the King of Cups reversed, working from home, with lots of communication and or travel back and forth, arrows of love and energetic exchange with the King of Wands shaman. Or just another King of Wands could be. It doesn't have to be a shaman right there. The King of Cups reversed could be depressed or alcoholic or manipulative and jealous. The twin flames in disconnect or at a distance with new passion, with spring or Leo, kids and pets, after death and doing shadow work, with the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, commitment, or Taurus upright, Aquarius reversed between them, at work, school, or home at 5:52, which is the Hierophant and the Queen of Swords, with the King of Cups reversed, working with the King of Wands online. So in the read, we had the major signs for the read were, before the read, Sag, Gemini, and Virgo came up reversed, but in the read was Scorpio, Leo, Capricorn, and Taurus upright, but Aquarius reversed. Those were the main signs for the read. So let's pull some oracle cards here and see what comes up now for the twin flame read. All right. What is our takeaway from this twin flame read? this March 26th today, 2021. It was just 1944, which is the begin, the end, and the mastering of love. The Magician and the Hermit. And perhaps boredom or apathy as well. It's 2:30 on the clock, which is 23 of the King of Wands. And he's all through the read. And it's also the 2 of the High Priestess and the 30 of the Home or the Union. So what is our takeaway from this read here? These two came up together, the Angel of Love or the 49, the Get Your Wish card, and the 21 of Completion of the World. Okay. Perhaps journaling, getting directions. You got your key in the lock, you got your keys, you have your music over here, your scroll work, you got your feather and your pen, your journal perhaps. You're all complete. You're all done. And you've fallen into your heart, getting your wish because you become satisfied with yourself. After having expanded your heart. And there's the Hermit energy. Oh, and there we have the thinking woman going out to perhaps try some new things out with the 47, having lots of options, synchronicities, following your synchronicities, the transformation of the butterfly, and perhaps having lots of options out there. And there's 2 feminine energies coming up here, right? They could be energies within you as the masculine or feminine, or these could be 2 daughters as well, okay? Then we have and again, the Metatron's coming up again as the Page of Cups. And this is obviously enlightenment here of the masculine energies. The underlying energy being here, the 33, the Christ vibration, the 7 of Wands, standing up for oneself without getting defensive, taking the high ground, the door to romance, having the key to the heart. And there's the happy family. So the key to the heart is the happy family, the Emperor being stable, being in control of themselves. And let's see. I think the Emperor was upright. Where are you? Oh, there. He's right here. All right, let's pull from the Journey of Love. So the underlying energy is the door to romance, which is the Angel of Love, so being in your heart, having a plan, having expanded your heart, and the thinking woman, right? The feminine having mastered her thoughts, having her thoughts under control. And the masculine having opened his third eye, right? So the feminine has to learn to master her thoughts. The masculine has to learn how to master opening his crown and third eye. His innocence, his innocent child. All right, so here we go with the Journey of Love. What is our takeaway for this read? Take a deep breath, guys. I felt better. Okay, 23. What do you know? The King of Wands again. Across the waters. So you see she's in the wall of the field of the cyclone, right? Here's the vortex. She's actually half in and half out in this world, but only half in it, half out. And then the heart fire of the 1 of the Magician embodiment. The red of the flame I just showed you, of the rose, and this is the Christ consciousness of the gold. You know, the gold and the white, the purity, the purification, the juicy center. Right? The strong foundation is actually the heart, not the root. Across the waters, the emotional waters. And the heart fire, right? You have a play there with the fire and the water, right? Because they put each other out. The bridge across emotional waters and the passion in the juicy center. And then we have there's my father plugging himself. He's very much the thought energy of the scientific mind, the logical mind. Okay, and he was in a wheelchair when he passed away. This is my father. Because I brought him up with his flame. He wants to make his presence known. His presence. Giving presence here. We have the feminine in the wall of the vortex. She can go in or out, whichever she pleases. She's learning to navigate the emotional waters of the King of Wands, the man of passion. There's the man of passion's heart. She's in the Batcave, in the Divine Masculine's heart. And then there's my father coming up with his scientific mind, that very logical mind, and in the wheelchair here. And also diabetes was coming up here. So, right, people end up not being able to walk because they get gangrene of their feet and stuff. So there's might be energy of diabetes coming up. So 2 more cards want to come out of this deck for you guys. The Heart of God, all right, which is the number 9, the expansion of your heart. And the sensual awakening of the 64, which is the releasing of the pain, the bliss state. The Heart of God is your sensual awakening. It's the bliss state that you achieve, connecting with your higher self and God. Source, creator, whatever you want to call your love connection. So we have the 9 twice with the heart, expansion of the heart, and the God energy. The 9s and 4s have been coming up a lot too. I forgot when this was, but there was a spread that I had done that had the double 4s, it had double 9s. Oh, the numerology deck cards. I think it was yesterday. I forgot to say so, unless that's here. Yeah, we have 44, and then pride is 19, and then down here, compassion is the 9s, and the perseverance, I think, is number 4. Yeah, 4 and 9s. I didn't forget. They reminded me. Okay? So again, across the waters, the heart fire, the juicy center of the Divine Masculine's heart, the rings of time, the commitment to self, and grounding, integrating love, receiving it, especially by expanding the heart, by connecting to Source, Creator, and allowing the bliss to come in. And that could be music coming up right there as well. So the underlying energy here is acceptance in the beautiful enchanted forest. 55 is the truth. And gifts received. And that was just coming up with my dad. So the gifts received of the green environment, nature, is your natural gift, but you may be able to see orbs now more because of the contrast of nature. So check it out. Maybe you'll be seeing more orbs. Try your light bulb moment too, putting your feet into muddy ground, holding a light bulb, seeing if you can turn it on. And here to close everything, we have the 13, right, which is the portal. The gifts received, the death portal, the transition to the other side. Not really death. It's the gift. And the acceptance of the truth. The truth of love, that dreams come true, that you can live in the enchanted forest of heaven on earth. All right, so we're going to read Across the Waters. 23, it's all about the King of Wands today. Let's see here. You're being called across the waters, as if crossing a bridge of light from one ocean to a far greater one. I forgot to put my microphone on. I'm so sorry. The sound is probably terrible. As if crossing a bridge of light from one ocean to a far greater one, these waters are your emotional waters, holding your feelings, your attitudes, your expectations, and your fears and doubts, as well as your hopes and dreams. It can seem like such a lot to navigate. Sometimes our waters feel overcrowded, as if swarms of people were descending into the ocean on a sweltering hot day. You know what? Let me put my mic in, so I don't have to make you listen to this last bit without the mic. I know there's probably like a ticking sound, because I think my internal mic's messed up. So sorry about that. Okay. So hardly finding a space in the water to cool ourselves, we can feel as though there's just no room for faith, trust, peace, and love. There's just too much happening in the water. We yearn for the cool, calm mountain lake, the serene, giving, echoing, a gentle dispensation of grace. You're being called across the waters. That's so funny because with my father coming up, and my mother's middle name is Grace, and she just passed away in in January. Echoing a gentle dispensation of grace. You are being called across the waters, out from an overcrowded sea into the cool spaciousness of the endless lake. So it's time to let go of some mental clutter, some attitudes, some thoughts. Ask for help and bathe yourself in the green and gold rays of healing color. Just imagine them cascading down around you and through you like a waterfall. It's a bit like you're moving to a new neighborhood in a cleaner and more spacious town. It might be a bit unfamiliar at first, but soon enough you'll enjoy the difference. This oracle brings you a message. It is your time to think about something in a different light. Soon you will have a shift in perspective, and the feeling of overwhelm, stress, and just too much going on will be replaced with serene trust and peacefulness. Know that beneath even the most chaotic mind is a place of deep, quiet serenity within. Do whatever helps. Yoga, write, paint, make love, make music. In that quiet serenity within, you'll be leaving unnecessary chaos behind, and you'll be presented with the gift of a new way forward. Inhaling the soft scent of promised taste, the nectar moist upon my lips, I savor each sip across my tongue, dwelling in the moment's pleasure. Warm and sweet, bathed in tingling thirst, I find myself wanting you, and wanting more. And the next page is the space between the words. All right, I'm going to let you go now. I hope it wasn't too difficult to listen to. I hope I don't have to redo it for you guys. But make sure you drink your water, get your rest, your joy in your nature. And as always, rise and be loved, you guys. I will see you very soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.